Welcome to the Wisdom Clarity, where truth speaks softly, but powerfully. Here, we don't just talk, we reflect. We don't rush, we grow. Let's begin. There are moments in life that will break you. Not bend you, break you. Moments when everything you thought you were falls apart. Times when you're standing in the middle of the life you built, and it feels like it's crumbling beneath your feet. The people you trusted walk away. The dreams you held close begin to fade. The strength you once relied on feels like it's been drained. And all you're left with is silence, and pain. But let me tell you something, the pain will never whisper in your ear, you are not done. Life will hit you. Life will test you. And yes, life will break you. But it is in your breaking that your true power is found. Think about it, a seed must break before it can grow. A heart must crack before it truly feels. A mind must shatter before it rebuilds stronger. This is not the end. This is the beginning of your becoming. Nobody ever became great by coasting through easy days. Strength isn't built in comfort. It's built in chaos, in loss, in failure, in grief. You cannot forge steel without fire. And you cannot build character without pain. When life breaks you, when you find yourself at rock bottom, don't look at the ground in defeat. Look around. Because rock bottom is the solid foundation on which you will rebuild something greater than what was lost. You may have fallen, but you are not finished. Yes, life is unfair. And yes, some people are handed things you were never given. But the truth is, you are more powerful than you know. Not because life made it easy for you, but because it didn't. Because you had to fight for every inch. Because you had to bleed to earn your strength. Because your scars aren't signs of weakness, they are proof that you survived. You've cried. You've doubted. You've begged for answers in the dark. And yet, here you are. Still breathing. Still standing. Maybe not as tall as before, maybe not as confident, but still here. And that counts for more than you think. This world is full of noise. People telling you who you should be, what you should have, where you should be by now. But what they don't tell you is that healing isn't linear. Growth doesn't happen overnight. And strength doesn't look like perfection. Sometimes, strength looks like getting out of bed when every bone in your body is telling you to stay down. Sometimes, it's wiping your own tears and whispering to yourself, I'll try again tomorrow. You don't have to have it all figured out. You don't need to have the perfect plan. You just need one thing, the will to keep going. Even when you're tired. Even when it hurts. Even when no one sees what you're carrying. Because one day, that small decision to not give up, that one act of silent courage, will be the turning point. The moment everything changes. The moment you realize that what broke you wasn't meant to end you. It was meant to rebuild you into someone stronger, wiser, more compassionate, more unstoppable. You are not your failures. You are not your mistakes. You are not the people who walked away or the dreams that slipped through your fingers. You are the fire that kept burning even when the world tried to snuff you out. You are the storm that didn't break, the spirit that didn't surrender. Pain will come. That's a guarantee. But what you do with that pain? That's where your power lies. Will you let it define you, or refine you? Most people wait for perfect conditions to start. They wait for clarity, for permission, for the stars to align. But greatness doesn't come to those who wait. It comes to those who decide. Who shows up day after day, even when nothing makes sense. Who builds in the dark. Who hustles when no one is watching. Who fight for a future only they can see. Let them underestimate you. Let them doubt you. Let life knock you down. But don't ever let it break your will. Because your story is not over. Not now. Not ever. Think of every legend you've ever admired, every leader, every survivor, every game changer. Do you know what they all have in common? They were broken. They were doubted. They were pushed to their limit. But they chose to rise. Again and again. That's not luck. That's grit. That's resilience. That's an unshakable belief. And that same fire lives in you. Yes, you. Even if you don't feel it right now. Even if you're hanging on by a thread. Even if you're battling demons no one else sees. Your strength is not gone, it's just buried beneath the rubble of your doubt. But it's still there. Waiting. When life breaks you, you are faced with two choices: you can surrender, or you can rise. You can let the pain define you, or you can use it to create a version of yourself that's untouchable. A version of yourself that knows darkness but chooses light anyway. A version that walks through hell and comes out holding hope. There is power in brokenness. Because broken people are the ones who truly understand healing. Broken people are the ones who become whole, not by returning to what they were, but by becoming something even more powerful. The world may not notice your small victories. But don't let that fool you. Every step you take when it hurts, every tear you wipe when no one's looking, every time you choose to keep going, that's heroic. That's what separates the ordinary from the unstoppable. You may not be where you want to be. You may feel lost, exhausted, and misunderstood. But that's not the end of your story. That's the part before the breakthrough. That's the part where everything looks impossible, until it isn't. And no, the road ahead won't be easy. There will be more pain, more loss, more days when the weight feels too heavy. But with every struggle, you grow. With every heartbreak, you deepen. And with every fall, you rise a little stronger. Don't chase perfection. Chase progress. Chase growth. Chase the kind of life that honors who you are becoming, not who the world expects you to be. The greatest revenge on everything that tried to break you is to keep moving forward. Quietly. Relentlessly. So take your pain, your fear, your doubts, and build something with them. Let them fuel you. Let them remind you why you started. Let them push you when you feel like quitting. And remember, you're not alone. We've all been broken. We've all stood in front of mirrors wondering who we've become. But you are more than the pieces that fell apart. You are the story that keeps going. You are the comeback. You are the fire that life couldn't extinguish. When you rise, not if, but when, you'll look back on this moment not with regret, but with pride. Because you'll know this was the season that changed you. That shaped you. That built a warrior out of your brokenness. So breathe. Stand tall. And keep walking. You're not done. You're not broken. You're becoming. And some of the most beautiful transformations happen in the darkest seasons. Let them talk. Let them leave. Let them doubt. But never, ever let them stop you. Because your story matters, your voice matters. You matter. And your best days? They're still ahead.